My name's Caroline Farrant. I'm 59 years old. In March 2020, I caught COVID-19. I recovered after about 8 weeks. Nursed my mother through the final months of her life. She passed away, and I tried to look after my 95-year-old father. But by August, I started suffering from exhaustion and I started going downhill. And by the October, I didn't have the energy to leave my bedroom. And I believed that I had what they call long COVID. Um, I was pretty much bound to my bedroom. I wasn't able to drive. I hadn't just the exercise of going to clean my teeth would exhaust me for a couple of hours. Um, I was in that state for 5 months. There was no information available to me about how I could deal with it. I had all sorts of tests. I tried every remedy possible. I tried all sorts of alternative therapies, and nothing helped. Um, by May 2021, I was getting quite desperate. I hadn't been able to see my elderly father. I really didn't want to go on living with such limiting abilities. Um, and I managed to find out more about the lightning process. I listened to Phil Parker's um, tape for 2 hours about the background to how he had developed it and how he had got well from an injury. And I managed to find a practitioner who lived 5 miles away from me. I was interviewed by her. She wanted to find out whether I would be suitable to undertake the lightning process training. Um, my father was a surgeon and a gynecologist, and his theory in practice had always been that the women he treated with extremely positive mindsets were the ones who had the greatest chance of recovery and good outcomes. And he in himself was a believer and an example of being well no matter what life threw at him. So I wanted to prove it for myself. I undertook the lightning process at my trainer's practitioner's house, and the first day I went home and felt that actually maybe it was mumbo jumbo, but I would go back for the second day. But in fact, that first evening, I found that I had the energy to get in my car and drive to a forest that I love, that I hadn't been to for over 18 months, and walk with my dog for half an hour. And when I came home, I was fine. The next morning, when I woke up, my normal feeling is this awful sickness rising in my throat of absolute exhaustion. And that first morning, after my first day of the treatment, I was aware of this sickness, but I simply thought about the process I had done the day before, and the sickness disappeared. And I had never had that sick feeling in the morning again. I was able, after the 3 days, to revert to virtually fully how I was before I first got unwell with COVID. The only limitation was building up my muscle strength because I had lost a huge amount of weight over that period of time doing nothing. So it took a little while to build up my strength. But after that, I was absolutely able to do everything that I could do before and really appreciate what it's like to live a healthy life.